103.9's Dial a Deal weekdays at this time, and we don't take a lot of time off around holidays either. I mean, we were off on Christmas Day, and we'll be off on New Year's Day, but otherwise, we pretty much just do the show every day. And if you want to call, so much the better. Brent Lee, Annie Nunley at your service again, 812-934-5112. We would love to hear from you today, on the air and everywhere.
Yeah, morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing better now. My monitor for the video is too dark to see, so if you see me squinting, that's why.
That's why?
Yeah.
You could always shut off the lights in the studio, I guess, but that would make for our video feed being awfully dark.
Yeah.
It would make it even darker on the monitor because it would be dark in real life.
And it's very dark outside right now.
That's true. We have our blinds open, as we try to do whenever the sun's not in our eyes, so that you can hear. There is a time, though, usually, and it varies the time of the year, but early in the morning where I have to, on sunny days, put the blinds down a little bit because they do face pretty much due east. And there's an alley between the Memorial Building and the next block that the sun likes to get right in my eyes. It's to shine right down.
It's weird how it's like it's lined up perfectly with the alley.
It is. 812-934-5112 if we can put you on Dial a Deal today. Brought to you in part by Peter Paul Office Equipment. And I believe we have another sponsor we'll get to here in a little bit.
Okay.
And you know what? We were talking about this the other day. I thought I'd bring it back because we didn't give it adequate treatment. I think this was on Friday, actually.
Okay.
Somebody on TikTok asked people 30 and over to name things that they had to tolerate as kids that would emotionally destroy kids today.
Yeah. I like this list.
Some of them we talked about on Friday include dodgeball in gym class, before computers having to write multiple drafts by hand, like if you were doing a paper for a class.
Yep.
You just write it out longhand until your hand felt like it was going to fall off.
Yep, and your teacher bled all over it with a red ink pen.
Well, yeah. Non-stop bullying was normal, and people would just say, just ignore them. They'll stop. That's not what we do these days, and that's probably for the better.
That is, yeah.
But maybe all this stuff isn't. Having to babysit infants and small children when you were only like 12 years old, or maybe younger in some cases.
I did that when I was 11. 12, the summer before I turned 12, my uncle took me back and forth to the city closest to us to get my certification in babysitting from the Red Cross.
Well, see, but a lot of people, I think kids are doing that without any real training. I remember being a little elementary school kid, and parents got a 13-year-old babysitter for me one time.
Yeah.
From out the house. That wasn't even my sibling.
Yeah, but I could charge more because I could perform CPR on your child.
There you go. Oh, so you did it for hire, not just for... little brothers and stuff. I guess you were a little older when they came along.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we mentioned all those last Friday, but the other things that people that are, of a certain age, 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe older, you may remember things from your childhood that kids today would never, they wouldn't get at all. Being bored was on the list.
Yeah.
Kids today will say they're bored, but you have a supercomputer in your pocket.
Yeah.
You have 9,000 television channels and fine radio stations like WRBI.
Yeah. Not to mention, I'm sure all of the other toys and chaos and crafts that clutter up their room.
Mm-hmm. Video games, all that stuff.
Yep.
They don't know what bored is.
No.
It's gotten so much. Just think about waiting at the doctor's office. When you got that, arrogant doctor who, even though you're the first appointment of the morning, he makes you wait 2 hours because he's talking to a drug rep who brought him a package of T-bone steaks or something.
Yeah.
All that graft and corruption. You sit there and, flick through your phone at least to kill the time now.
That's true.
Back in the day, all you could do was look at the stupid paintings on the wall or read out-of-date copies of Sports Illustrated.
Yeah. If you told my grandmother that you were bored, she found you something to do, and it was not fun. But you did it because you told her you were bored.
Here's something else on the list. Going all day at school without a water bottle.
Yeah.
The only option was hitting the fountain between classes right after that gross kid with the locker next to you that puts his lips all over the stainless steel.
Yeah. But, man, some of those water fountains had the crispiest, coldest water.
That's true. Yeah, some of them did. Some had not enough pressure, so you almost had to put your lips on them. That was not cool.
Yeah, no, that was gross.
The slowness of dial-up internet.
Yeah.
We didn't even have that when I was a kid, but I know they did when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And you listened to and you send like a
Good.
a half a megabyte file in 1 hour, you know. Now it's, what do you got, a 200 megasecond? Oh, that's slow.
Let me
You don't have gigabit internet?
You weren't becoming a YouTube star on a dial-up internet, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, probably because it didn't exist is the other reason. Just dealing with not knowing something. Oh, I remember this. If nobody knew the answer and there wasn't a book just handy, you continued not to know.
Yep.
I mean, that was the real case. And then in which case, of course, some adult in your life, like, for instance, your maternal grandfather would just make something up and everybody would believe him.
We really did believe him, and it wasn't until the last, 15 years of my life that I realized I think he was lying.
He's just been full of it all these years. He's just making something up.
I mean, but he was so logical in what he made up
Right.
that you just went with it.
Sometimes he would accidentally be correct, but that wasn't the point. The point was to act like he knew everything to his little granddaughter.
And he did know a lot.
That's true.
But not everything.
Like you were convinced.
I don't know, ask Papal. That was always the response.
You could also call the library. Once I learned that, I think I was probably a nuisance to my local public library for a while.
There's an old black and white movie about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool, and I never remember the name of it, but man, do I love that movie.
812-934-5112. If you want to get on Dial a Deal today, you can maybe, you could buy something, I guess. Tell us you're looking for something.
Yeah.
You could sell something. Maybe Santa brought something that replaced an old item that you're wanting to get rid of, or maybe a relative that doesn't know you all that well got you something that you're never going to use. Turn it into a little cash. Get something you will use,
Yeah.
They would want that, really, if they understood the situation.
Yes.
You might not want to tell them, but if they found out, hopefully, if they're the right kind of human, they would appreciate that.
Agreed.
Or you could give something away, or you could maybe want to swap something. Hey, I got this. Do you have this? One of those deals. We do all that on Dial a Deal.
Yeah.
No firearms, no betting, please. 812-934-5112 if we can help you out with any of those things today on what is always a slow week for Dial a Deal. So, if you just want to call up and wish us Happy New Year, that's fine too. What else? Oh, yeah, we have a few more here, a couple of more at least, on this list of things that people these days, or kids these days, would not understand that maybe we grew up with.
That's probably my favorite list we've ever done.
Being trapped in a car with both parents smoking cigarettes.
Oh, I never suffered that, but I know some friends that did.
We'll come back to that. WRBI Dial a Deal.
Hello. Hey, I got some 4x5 round bale hay net wrapped.
All right.
Stored inside, and $35 each.
All right.
And you can get me at 744-9168.
All right, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you now.
Have a happy new year. 4x5 round bales of net wrapped hay stored inside, $35 a piece. You can call him at 744-9168. 744-9168. Yeah, I remember. I got another call. WRBI, you're on Dial a Deal.
Yes, I have 25 bullets I'm looking to sell. They are Barred Rock and Rhode Island Blues. I'm asking $18 a piece on them. Can I get that run for 3 days, please?
Can you do that for him, Annie?
Yes.
All right. He couldn't hear you shaking your head.
Sorry, but I need a phone number.
It's 812-221-7115.
All right, sir. Good luck to you. 25 pullets, Barred Rock and Rhode Island Blues, $18 a piece, 221-7115, 221-7115. Did I get all that right?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. It's that easy to get on Dial a Deal today. You got some hay, you got some chickens. What more do you want? 812-934-5112. Yeah, this list, I can't relate to being trapped in a car with both parents smoking cigarettes, but certainly was maybe not parents, but it was around a lot of people that smoked. Dad smoked when I was a kid, and a lot of people. I mean, I remember even as recently as my tenure at Ball State, early '90s. Remember people walking through the Muncie Mall smoking. It was nothing to be hooving on a butt. And you go to a restaurant, and you have to tell them smoking or non-smoking. I remember going to California as a young person and going to a restaurant in Santa Rosa and going up, and the hostess said, "How many?" And I said, "However many was in our party." And I said, "Non-smoking." It's all non-smoking here, dummy. She basically she was nice about it, but
Yeah.
it was just what you did, right?
You could tell you were from out of town.
WRBI Dial a Deal.
Yes.
You got to turn your radio down for me, and then tell us what we can do for you. Otherwise, we're going to have that horrible echo.
I still have my player piano, and I want to give it away.
All right.
And I got a whole bunch of things that go, rolls that go with it.
All right.
And the piano works good, but the roll where you put the rolls in needs adjusted.
Okay.
And they can call 765-938-1041.
All right, we got you. And would you do me a favor, please, I'm begging you, please turn down your radio next time you call in. Please do that. Just you got to turn your radio down when you call in. It would be so much help. Player piano and rolls 765-938-1041. It's I think it's the 10th anniversary of the first time she tried to sell that piano.
Not quite.
765-938-1041. More Dial a Deal coming up. We'd love for you to participate, but not if you refuse to turn down your radio.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Mouthwash and Spray Wax. Not only will Ed's get your breath super fresh, but your friends will be able to see their reflections in your teeth. And remember, Ed's Mouthwash and Spray Wax comes in a genuine glass bottle, so you can break it if you want to.
Did you know Peter Paul Office Equipment acquired Batesville business machines from Kurt Morgenthau? Peter Paul isn't just the place to think of when you think copiers and printers. They're now your complete source for all your office supplies. Everything from paper clips to office furniture. Peter Paul has it all.
This is Dave Dutchler, owner of Peter Paul Office Equipment. I work on Lanier, Ricoh, Sharp, Kyocera, Mita, and Canon copiers, along with HP and Lexmark printers.
So give Peter Paul a call. 812-934-3410.
I'm WRBI meteorologist Paul Trombley with Southeastern Indiana's most reliable forecast. A wind advisory continues. Cloudy skies with a few peaks of sun today, with daytime highs approaching 26. Westerly winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Lows level off around 16 tonight. Mainly cloudy skies expected. Right now, 18.
812-934-5112 for Dial a Deal. If you would like to be on the program, we'd love to hear from you. You can also, I guess, if you have my personal cell phone number, I guess you can text me your comments on what we're doing on the air. But I'd a lot rather you call 812-934-5112 if you want to be on the program. Talking about this list, somebody on TikTok asked people age 30 and over to name things they had to tolerate as kids that would emotionally destroy kids today. Oh, this is a good one. Nothing was on demand.
Oh, yeah.
So there was unavoidable FOMO.
Yeah.
If you wanted to watch something and there was a party that night, you got to choose.
Yep.
And then the VCR came along, I guess, and a lot of people, if you ever learned how to program it,
yeah,
they could. So many still probably have someplace in boxes and boxes and boxes, about 10 million VHS tapes just filled with Saturday Night Live and the David Letterman show and I don't know WWF wrestling from Saturday morning, just all kinds of weird stuff on it.
Yeah.
And just well, I don't know. Is that something I've watched? Well, I'll just buy another tape. They're only $1.
Yeah.
You wind up with 9 billion tapes.
My great aunt and uncle were very good at recording things like that, and so we would go borrow theirs.
WRBI Dial a Deal.
Yeah, to this day, I cannot stand the smell of coffee. I am 55. My parents, growing up, they rolled the windows up. Both were smoking and drinking coffee all my life growing up, and to this day, I cannot stand the smell of coffee or cigarettes.
Oh, no.
I mean, I get the cigarettes, but that's ruined one of life's great pleasures for you, coffee,
They're the same. I'm a veteran, served overseas, and I would be the weirdo that would drink anything but coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That would be weird for that situation.
I would hate to have that malady, but I certainly understand it. Thank you for your service, sir, and thanks for calling in.
Have a great day.
812-934-5112 if you want to be on Dial a Deal. We'd love to hear from you, just like that guy. Even if you just want to call and screw around, that's fine,
Yeah.
We talk about what we're talking about. That is, this person on social asked, people 30 and over to name things they had to tolerate as kids that would destroy them if they were kids today. Talked about nothing being on demand. That was really a Sophie's choice. Or, 2 programs on simultaneously that you loved. You got to pick.
Well, I didn't. Not during daylight savings time.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, a lot of people in this area too could watch when the time was different.
Yes.
You could watch both,
Yeah.
Ohio weather, probably Dayton up where you were, or down here, Cincinnati.
Yep, we flipped between Dayton and
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
812-934-5112 if you want to be on Dial a Deal. Here's another one. Parents listening in on landlines.
Oh, yeah.
Sneaky parents or siblings.
Yeah.
Or the lady down the road on a party line, which I had when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You could pick up another phone in the house and just monitor your conversation. And the real sneak to that was to unscrew the mouthpiece on that auxiliary phone before you picked up.
Oh.
To get that mouthpiece off, and then you might hear a little click, but you wouldn't hear any breath or anything.
Oh, wow.
Just unscrew the thing, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Or some phones had like a little toggle on it that you could mute. You could get that. I think mainly at the radio station we had that, but yeah, that was a hack right there.
Interesting.
Calling your friend's house. Oh, this could be horrifying because you'd probably have to talk to their parents first.
Just making the call these days, kids aren't doing that.
I know. And then some, parents were weird. You were like, oh, I hope I get their mom, or oh, I hope I get their dad. They'd have one weird parent, and you're like, because they're going to grill me, especially if you're a young boy and you're calling a girl.
Yeah.
And their dad would answer, you would just want to wish yourself dead at that point. You wouldn't want to talk to their dad.
Would you just hang up?
No. You can't do that because they might have caller ID. That came out at one point while I was a kid.
That's true.
And then they're not allowed to hang around with you ever again at that point if you're hanging up on their dad.
That's true.
812-934-5112. Oh, yeah. And that brings me to another one that was mentioned. No caller ID. Back in the old days, you just had to be ready to talk to whoever.
Yep.
You couldn't screen your calls. You had to answer because it might be important.
No, yeah, you were just answering everybody's everything.
There was one phone. It was tied to the wall in the kitchen, and it had that 90-foot cord so you could take wherever if you were lucky. And other than that, everybody was, if people are in the kitchen, well, they're just sitting there and listening to your call.
Yeah.
At least your side of it.
We had we had a cordless phone growing up, and then my sister got in trouble for running up the phone bill because, long distance was not free back in the day.
No, yeah.
And so then we got switched over to the old style princess phone. So you weren't going anywhere with that. It was on a short leash. We had one of those conversation benches. Mm-hmm. You sat there to talk on the phone. Everybody knew everything you were talking about.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea with kids. Wish you could do that these days. I bet a lot of parents do.
Yeah, I bet so.
Blowing into your video games to make them work. Do you remember that? Cartridges?
I do.
Sometimes it didn't work, but it was about all you had. Shake them or do that. You'd want to play an Atari game, and you just couldn't play it. So you, and shake it, and maybe it would work, maybe it wouldn't.
Yeah.
If people came over to play, they're trying to play a certain game. Oh, you got to blow in that one. That was the hack.
Yeah.
It's just part of it. Getting a summer job. If you wanted one, you had to walk into different businesses and ask an actual human, are you hiring?
Uh-huh. You did.
How many kids would do that these days?
None.
Come on. We got their parents calling. Can you hire so-and-so? Not if they can't ask, I can't.
I had a grandparent ask.
Come on.
No.
You got to make them ask.
Yeah.
If they can't do that, they can't do the job.
No joke.
Ordering stuff from catalogs and waiting 6 to 8 weeks to get it. Remember going into the Sears catalog store, mom would do stuff like that, order stuff like that all the time. Staples that they didn't have in the, at Val's or TG&Y or whatever stores around,
I loved the Sears catalog.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was extra good, I got to cut it out and use it as paper dolls when it was done.
WRBI Dial a Deal.
Yes, I've got a 4-foot, brand new yard sweep. I take $50 for it. I gave $300 for it. I take $50 for it. Phone number is 812-756-3260.
All right, thank you, sir, and Happy New Year.
You bet. Thank you, and the same to you.
It is a 4-foot yard sweeper. That'll come in handy. Maybe not, today, but eventually. 756-3260, 756-3260. You could have been out there sweeping the yard yesterday.
I tell you, I'd rather pay $50 for it than $300.
Yeah, that's what Dial-A-Deal's for.
Yeah.
Tremendous deals. 812-934-5112. Time's a fleeting, though. Dial-A-Deal's going to be over before you know it, and then we'll turn over the airwaves to the Daily Pod. Today, Tom Snape's guest, that ray of sunshine from the western part of the WRBI listening area, Diana Robbins with Meals on Wheels.
Oh, you're going to get a smile on your face listening to her.
The longtime executive director will update you on the organization's activities in the Greensburg and Batesville markets.
Yeah.
You can sign up for Meals on Wheels home delivery in the Greensburg area or pick up once a week at the WRBI studios, actually, in the Batesville area.
That's right.
Also on this list, just to kind of put this to bed, these are things that kids today would be mortified about that we just kind of took for granted as kids. Instead of texting, you passed notes in class.
Yeah.
And if you got caught, what happened?
You got read in front of the whole class.
Sometimes the teacher would make you read it, which was even worse than he or she reading it, too.
Oh, yeah. Kids are going to have to go back to that now, though, with the no cell phone rules.
Taking tests, the loud ticking of the wall clock would make kids today anxious.
Yep. That makes me anxious thinking about it.
Stressing over whether you'd get fined $250,000 by the FBI for copying a VHS tape.
And then Napster came along and people did get in trouble for music.
I was going to say that one, or later stressing you'd get arrested for pirating MP3s. That actually happened.
Yeah, it did.
And there was no autosave. Oh, this really bit me a couple of times as a kid. And the very first use of a computer, WordPerfect, they had like 2 computers in the computer lab that anybody in the public could use. You didn't have to be one of the math nerds to use it. But you go in there and type your paper. Oh, you're really doing it great. You're doing it on WordPerfect. And then, for some reason, it crashes, and you haven't saved the last 10 pages you've written. You just had to redo it.
You know what broke my heart even more?
What's that?
When you'd go and you put your floppy disk in, and it was corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing you could do about it.
No explanation. It's just gone.
It's gone.
No cloud storage. No autosave. None of that stuff.
It was horrible.
That's going to do it for Dial-A-Deal today. The Daily Pod is next at WRBI.